We are here today to talk about how to stay warm in winter while we reduce our energy bills, but also keep an eye on our carbon footprint. I'd like to introduce Kayne from Enviroflex and also Sylph from the Melbourne Custom Battery Company. Tell us, Kayne, what do you guys do?
Oh, well, we insulate external walls, ceilings and floors, new homes, existing homes and commercial buildings, as well as businesses such like this.
Okay, and what about you, Sylph? What's the Melbourne Custom Battery Company all about?
So we specialise in assembling lithium battery packs for electric bikes and electric motorbikes, electric cars, off-grid systems, things like that, and research alternative battery systems for house off-grid setup.
Right, okay, and you also are a sensei at a dojo.
That is correct.
And I know that you have some plans to keep that energy conscious?
Yeah, so the martial arts school I run in North Eltham in research in Melbourne, we have the oldie classic factory, with thin tin roofs, and we've been looking at slowly insulating, setting up off-grid battery systems so that we can manage our own solar PV generation and use it as a bit of a platform with sort of things on the wall so that students and clients could see in real time how the system works.
Right. And so, Kayne, I know that you have seen every challenging situation under the sun. I mean, I have a special interest in finding out all of these answers today because I've got one of those classic flat roof, concrete slab houses that doesn't seem any sort of insular abilities at all. So, what's the most challenging situation you've seen?
So with a flat ceiling would be more particularly about the, what the cavity size is and how to access it and, what materials we can use to insulate it, helping you save energy.
Right, so what is the most common sort of installation you're doing at the moment that really ticks all the boxes, keeps people warm, saves on energy and helps with the carbon footprint?
So the most efficient way to insulate your house or to start off with is with your ceilings first. So you gain and you lose 50% of your heat and your loss through your ceilings.
50%?
50%, up to 50%. So you start off with your ceilings first and then you move to your walls and then your floors afterwards.
Right, and so how do you start with the ceilings? What's the best type of insulation for a ceiling?
Yes, well, any type of insulation is a good insulator. So depending on the material wise, generally the most efficient insulation is the cellulose, which is a recycled paper product that gets pumped into your ceiling. So 90% recycled paper. So that's by far the most energy efficient material to use.
Very cool. And what have you seen as to be sort of like, from your personal perspective, what's the most environmentally friendly, and I think you're interested in reducing your carbon footprint as well. What's right?
In terms of the battery systems of the houses and installation? I'd say being involved in the battery system industry, and especially in Australia at this time where it's the hot topic for everyone, a lot of people are forgetting that if their house loses heat, there's no point even starting looking at a battery system and an energy system to try to compensate for it. You're just throwing money out the window. Step one would be an insulation system, and if you say you can get
core, the core issue is keeping the heat and the cool in your house is the core issue.
Right.
I mean, so even just using those values, if over a whole day, if we could say that you could save, retain 50% of the temperature in your house, that means you have to generate half the total amount of heat from your solar or your off-grid or your battery system. That reduces your battery size by half in that kind of hypothetical. That could look at saving you $15,000 to $20,000 in battery systems. So I think it's massive.
And that's only with the ceiling. So if you add your walls and your floors into it, you can get somewhere around 80%. Obviously your windows are another issue, but yeah, definitely up there.